The Articles of Confederation by Sophia, Sonali, Julie, and Purva. The Articles of Confederation. What were they? In the most basic terms, it was our first attempt at building a government. It was created by the Second Continental Congress in 1776, shortly before they declared independence. It needed to be ratified by all 13 states. However, some states, such as Maryland, refused to ratify it at first. They were jealous of large western land holdings claimed by New York and Virginia. These western lands were coveted for the resources, and states like Maryland wished for it to be equal. They ended up ratifying the Articles in 1781. The Articles of Confederation linked together the 13 independent states with one common Congress. This Congress was designed so that each state had a single vote. Congress was weak and had no control over taxation and commerce. However, this was purposeful, as the states had just separated from a tyrannical king and were leery of a strong central government. Under the Articles, several important laws were passed, mostly regarding the western lands formerly belonging to New York and Virginia. The first of these laws was the Land Ordinance of 1785. This law helped pay off national debt by requiring that the western lands be sold before settlement. It also required that each 6-square-mile township be split into 36 sections of 1 square mile each. The 16th section was set aside for public schools. The other landmark law was the Northwest Ordinance of 1784. Under this ordinance, the Northwest Territory was owned by the federal government. When the population of the territories reached 60,000, it would be admitted as a state. Yay! It also banned slavery in the Northwest Territories. The Articles of Confederation was a great starting point. It held the country together during the Revolutionary War. The Northwest Ordinance settled a series of land disputes and allowed the expansion westward to continue. The decision to ban slavery was a progressive step for that age. It would, in a century, help abolish slave trade entirely. It also ensured that each state had the power to do what was right for its people. A centralized government might not have been able to understand fully the needs of each individual state. While it laid the foundation for a republican government, the Articles would eventually fall apart due to its shortcomings. Congress's inability to control commerce allowed states to create conflicting trade and navigation laws. Congress also had no power to collect taxes. It can only ask for donations, which most states refused. As a result, Congress had a hard time paying off debts and providing services for the country. It cannot enforce its will on the individual people or protect itself adequately from harm. The Congress also had trouble working with our nation. Britain refused to trade with the states or repeal navigation laws. It also maintained a presence in the states by trading with Indians and trying to convince dissatisfied citizens to rebel. Spain was unfriendly to the Republic by closing the Mississippi River to American commerce. It claimed large portions north of the Gulf of Mexico and antagonized the South. It also encouraged Indians to work against Americans and prevent westward expansion. Even once friendly France turned bitter, insisting the U.S. pay their debts. Now that the desire for revenge had cooled, they found America laughably incompetent.
Ha ha ha.
In addition, pirates continually attacked American trade ships and enslaved sailors. The weak Congress had no money to raise a navy for protection or even bribe the pirates. The combination of a weak government and Britain and Spain's influence over Indians made it near impossible for America to control even half of its territory. Economic problems and national debt created bitterness in the states. Minor battles and tariff wars sprung up between them. It wasn't long before an uprising would occur. Shays' Rebellion of 1786 was a major uprising that caused a lot of fear in the states. A bitter group of farmers who were losing their farms demanded that Massachusetts issue paper money, lighten taxes, and stop property from being seized. Led by Daniel Shays, a Revolutionary veteran, the angry farmers attacked in Massachusetts. Massachusetts raised a small army and crushed the rebellion. Daniel Shays survived, but the movement eventually collapsed. To prevent further conflicts, Massachusetts passed laws to relieve debtors. Many citizens who were part of the upper class began to fear that mob control would take over the republic. They began to doubt republicanism and wanted a stronger central government. Conservatives exaggerated the bad qualities of the Articles to maintain their own power and wealth. On the other hand, poor farmers did not agree that anarchy was inevitable. Both sides were able to agree that the Articles needed to be revised. Though the Articles had both positive and negative aspects, the need for change was evident. While the Articles did not last, they impacted the future of American government in many ways.